Reds faithful, you absolute legends. Pull up a chair, grab your scarf, and brace yourselves. Because what I'm about to tell you will have you jumping out of your seats faster than a Nuno Espirito Santo tactical masterclass. The transfer window isn't just heating up, it's absolutely blazing. And your beloved Forest are right in the thick of the most explosive summer moves you've ever witnessed. Picture this, a seasoned defender who made Thierry Henry compare him to a Brazilian legend. Two Brazilian superstars already saying their goodbyes to make the city ground their new home, and Arsenal, yes, Arsenal, desperately eyeing up one of our goal machines. But that's not even the best part. The whispers coming out of the training ground are sending shockwaves through the Premier League. And let me tell you something, every single one of these moves could be the difference between Conference League glory and something even more spectacular next season. The board isn't messing about, and neither should you. Smash that like button right now if you're ready for the most insane transfer revelations that'll have Newcastle fans crying into their black and white scarves. Hit subscribe because you cannot afford to miss what's coming next. Trust me, your Forest-loving heart depends on it. But here's the thing that's got me absolutely buzzing with excitement and terror at the same time. While we're building something incredible, there's one nightmare scenario involving our Swedish wizard that could change everything. Chancel Mbemba, that's the name that's got every Forest fan checking their phones every 5 minutes. This isn't just any defender, Reds faithful. This is the Belgian beast who had the great Thierry Henry absolutely mesmerized, saying, "I thought I was watching Cafu at one point." Can you imagine? Cafu, the Brazilian legend himself. Listen, we all know what happened last season. We were this close to Champions League football, weren't we? The lack of defensive depth cost us dearly, and Nuno knows it better than anyone. But here's where it gets absolutely mental. Mbemba is available on a free transfer. That's right, completely free. After Marseille sidelined him following that failed Saudi Arabia move, he's ready to prove himself in the Premier League once again. The man's got serious pedigree. 85 appearances for Marseille, 188 for Porto, and he's already proven himself in England with 59 games for Newcastle. He can play center back, he can slot in at fullback when needed, and he's got that European experience that'll be crucial for our Conference League campaign. But here's what's got me absolutely buzzing. Imagine Nikola Milenkovic and Murillo knowing they've got this caliber of backup behind them. No more panic when someone picks up a knock. No more praying to the football gods that our defensive line stays healthy. With Morato, David Carmo, and Willy Bolly already in the squad, we're talking about defensive depth that could rival the big boys. The only concern? He hasn't played for a full year, but honestly, Reds faithful, if there's anyone who can get a player back to peak condition, it's our Portuguese mastermind on the touchline. And getting quality like this without spending a penny, that's the kind of business that separates the dreamers from the achievers. But wait until you hear about the Brazilian Revolution that's about to make South America weep. Forest faithful, what I'm about to tell you will have you dancing in the streets of Nottingham. We're not just signing one Brazilian superstar, we're absolutely ransacking Botafogo for two of their crown jewels. And they're both performing like gods in the Club World Cup right now. Igor Jesus and Jair Cunha. Remember these names because they're about to become city ground legends. Jesus has already said his emotional goodbyes to the Botafogo faithful. And last night he showed exactly why we've spent big money on him by nodding home brilliantly to put his team 2-0 up against Seattle Sounders. The man's a goal-scoring machine, and at 33, Chris Wood is going to love having this Brazilian fire supporting him in attack. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Jair Cunha isn't just coming along for the ride. This 20-year-old center-back giant scored his first ever professional goal last night, stunning the hosts with a moment of pure magic on 28 minutes. At 6'5" in, he's got the presence, he's got the hunger, and according to the Brazilian media, he's fearless when it comes to playing out from the back. Sure, Globo gave him a 6'10" and mentioned a couple of passing errors, but you know what? That's exactly what we want. A young defender who's brave enough to make mistakes while trying to play the beautiful game. Nuno will polish those rough edges faster than you can say European football, and we could be looking at the next Murillo right here. The parallels are absolutely mental. Both tall, both comfortable on the ball, both hungry to prove themselves in the Premier League. Having Murillo staying put and adding Cunha to the mix, That's the kind of defensive partnership that gives managers nightmares for years to come. But while we're building this Brazilian empire, there's trouble brewing with Arsenal that could tear the heart out of everything we've achieved. Reds faithful, sit down for this one because what I'm about to reveal will either fill you with pride or absolute terror. Darren Ambrose has just delivered the ultimate compliment and the ultimate threat, all wrapped into one devastating package on TalkSport. He's told the world that Chris Wood, our Chris Wood, would be absolutely perfect for Arsenal. Listen to this madness. If you put Chris Wood in the Arsenal side, he gets 20 goals. 20 goals for the Gunners. The same Wood who's banged in 34 Premier League goals over the last 2 seasons is now being touted as the missing piece in Arsenal's title puzzle. But here's what's driving me absolutely mental. Ambrose is spot on. Wood is a proven Premier League goal scorer. Wood would thrive in that Arsenal system, and Wood deserves to be mentioned alongside the elite strikers in England. The problem? He's ours. He's part of the Forest family. He's the reason we're playing European football. At 33, there's no denying that age is catching up with our Kiwi hero, but that's exactly why the Igor Jesus signing is pure genius from the board. We're not just planning for now, we're planning for the future, managing Wood's game time, and ensuring that when father time catches up, we've got Brazilian flair ready to light up the city ground. Meanwhile, Elliot Anderson is absolutely destroying it with England under-21s. Fans are raving about him running games like a veteran. And even Newcastle supporters are admitting he's frustratingly good. The $35 million we spent on him is looking like the bargain of the century. But here's the real masterstroke that nobody's talking about. While everyone's focused on our attack, we're quietly building towards landing Alexis Saelemaekers from AC Milan. This Belgian wizard, described as excellent by scouts, could be the perfect replacement if Anthony Elanga gets poached by Newcastle. 7 goals and 5 assists on loan at Roma last season. And AC Milan want £21 million while we're offering $17 million. That $4 million gap? That's nothing when you're talking about a player who could light up the Conference League and beyond. Comment below and tell me, would you blame Wood if Arsenal came calling? Or is loyalty to the Forest faithful worth more than any trophy cabinet? Because right now, Reds faithful, this is the kind of crossroads that defines what being a football fan really means. The city ground is our fortress, and every single one of these players is building something special that could last for generations. Are you ready to be part of history?